are unwilling to challenge their own constituencies, unwilling to say, hey, there's a middle ground here. I mean, look at, what was it? 6 years ago, you all tried to do universal health care. And the left, I love them, they're good friends, they wanted single payer. And they killed your bill, which would have been a great bill for California 6 years before Obamacare. But they let the perfect get in the way of the good. So there's too much of that going on, I think. You and I as chief executives in the time that we had to, I tell people, you get radicalized when you have to sign the check on the front, not just the back. It's easy to sign it on the back. You realize you have to balance a budget. The little difference between the state and you guys used to balance your budget on us.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
But that was Democrat and Republican, by the way.
Get over here and take the mic faster, you're fired.
So,
he's right.
So, he's right. No, he knows I'm right. I used to be Speaker of the Assembly, too. So finally, let me just say this. I think I want to get to a question, because I think there are areas where we should be able to work. And you mentioned some of them, Joe. Infrastructure and transportation. I mean, like, those weren't partisan issues before. They used to have like an automatic vote, Democrat and Republican, to pass the surface transportation bill.
Right.
Education. I mean, look, folks, we're not competing with the developing world when you look at the issue of education. That ought to be an area where there's bipartisan support.
Well, and there is, and that huge divide, whether you talk about education, or you talk about R&D, or you talk about infrastructure. And let me tell you, we're talking about energy here. Guess what? The president's right. It's an all-of-the-above approach on energy. There are a lot of people on the left that aren't going to love the energy revolution that's coming, that's going to revitalize America's manufacturing base and do extraordinary things. But guess what? There aren't a lot of people on the right that are going to see us using a lot of that money to actually invest in clean energy.
That's right.
And God, let's hope, a clean nationwide grid. I mean, the thing is, most of Americans really are between in the 80 yards, between the 20-yard lines on both sides, as we continue to torture football metaphors here.
And as an example, when I took LA, we signed agreements to get completely off of coal